In a world that worships noise, applause, and constant validation, there exists a rare breed of man who walks in silence but roars through his results. He is the Sigma male, the lone wolf who charts his path outside the hierarchy, beyond the approval of society, and untouched by the drama of the crowd. Kinda, he doesn't seek permission. He doesn't need recognition. Kinda, he surely doesn't ask for attention, because his worth is not determined by the volume of his voice, but by the strength of his vision. While the alpha chases the spotlight and the beta follows behind, the Sigma operates in the shadows, building an empire in silence, fueled by discipline, purpose, and self-mastery. He is the embodiment of quiet confidence, the man who doesn't announce his moves, but whose impact is felt long after he's gone. The Sigma male mindset is not about rebellion for the sake of ego, but about independence for the sake of growth. It's the refusal to be chained by convention, to be programmed by expectations, to be labeled by society. It is about choosing solitude over noise, depth over popularity, and purpose over applause. He knows that true power doesn't come from dominance over others, but from complete ownership of oneself. He doesn't waste energy proving his worth to the world, because he knows that self-worth is not a debate, it's a conviction. He doesn't play the game of status, because he's too busy mastering the game of life. Every Sigma understands that time is the most valuable currency, and he spends it not on gossip, not on trends, but on growth reading, building skills, perfecting his body, sharpening his mind, and aligning his actions with his long-term goals. He is emotionally intelligent, not manipulated by flattery or guilt, not swayed by societal pressure, because his compass is internal. He knows who he is, what he wants, and how to get it. Relationships for a Sigma are not a need, but a choice. He doesn't chase people. He attracts the right ones by being himself, by standing firm in his values, and by refusing to dilute his essence just to fit in. He would rather walk alone than be surrounded by shallow connections, because he knows the value of peace, clarity, and purpose. A Sigma is not afraid to be misunderstood, because he doesn't live for validation, he lives for mission. His lifestyle reflects intentionality. He chooses minimalism over materialism, solitude over chaos, depth over noise. He doesn't spend to impress, he invests to grow. He doesn't seek pleasure, he seeks fulfillment. His home is simple, his wardrobe intentional, his habits disciplined, and his focus unbreakable. While others binge distractions, he feeds on information. While others talk about dreams, he wakes up to chase them. He is the man up before dawn, training his body while the world sleeps, studying strategies while others scroll, writing his own story while others wait to be cast in someone else's movie. He does not fear failure, because he knows that every mistake is a lesson, every setback a setup for a greater comeback. He is not addicted to comfort, because he knows that growth only lives in discomfort. He doesn't avoid loneliness, because he understands that solitude is the birthplace of clarity, of purpose, of vision. While the world obsesses over likes and followers, the Sigma obsesses over legacy. He doesn't want to be seen. He wants to be remembered, and not for noise, but for substance, for having the courage to walk alone, to think different, to rise in silence and strike in precision. Sigma males don't fight for the throne, they build their own kingdoms. They don't compete in the arena. They don't need to be the loudest in the room, because their presence is known without a word. In relationships, in business, in life, they move strategically, quietly, with ruthless focus and unshakable intention. Every day for a Sigma is a mission how to get better, sharper, stronger, wiser. He sees the world not as it is, but as it could be, and he works daily to close that gap. He knows that no one is coming to save him, and that's his strength, not his weakness. He doesn't make excuses, he makes moves. He doesn't wait for opportunity, he creates it. He doesn't complain about problems, he becomes the solution. And when storms come, as they always do, he doesn't panic. He doesn't run. He stands firm, adjusts his sails, and keeps moving forward. Because he knows his power doesn't come from the world, it comes from within. Society may never understand him, but he was never meant to be understood. He was meant to lead himself. He was meant to rise above. He was meant to break the mold. So if you feel different, if you feel disconnected from the crowd, if you've always felt like you don't belong, it's not a flaw, it's a sign. A sign that you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand apart, to walk the silent path, the Sigma path. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. This is the Sigma lifestyle. Waking up with intention, working in silence. Walking with humility, winning without applause, and living with purpose. It's about embracing the solitude that sharpens your soul, enduring the struggle that builds your strength, owning every part of your journey without shame, without apology. The Sigma doesn't wait for perfect moments. He creates them. He doesn't ask for permission. He earns respect. He doesn't need to be seen. He needs to be effective. He lives not to impress the world, but to conquer himself. And in that silent, powerful pursuit, he becomes unstoppable because the world may not always understand the Sigma male, but it will never forget him.